a good percentage of our war veterans in this country walking around like zombies. Drugged zombies on psychiatric prescription meds because they're so hell-bent on escaping the paralyzing effects of post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of violent combat duty. Post-traumatic stress, if you haven't heard, is a devastating condition. In short, it deeply depresses a person. It terrifies, it panics, it numbs, and can and does push folks to suicide. At the same time, suicidal tendencies are side effects of many of the antipsychotic and antidepressant drugs that are used to treat these veterans. Over the next 3 segments, we'll be looking at why our war veterans are so desperate to get their hands on marijuana medicine, regardless of how illegal it is, in order to treat their post-traumatic stress symptoms. Today, let's look at why there's so many veterans killing themselves. Among our war vets, the U.S. government reports that 22 vets a day are committing suicide. 22 a day. Yet activists say that that number is vastly underestimated. For one, war veteran Sean Kernan has become an outspoken critic of the way the U.S. government counts those suicides. He's associated with the nonprofit group Weed for Warriors. The real number, Sean says, at a minimum is about 60 deaths a day, which is more than 20,000 veterans a year killing themselves. The Weed for Warriors website says, quote, "The veteran suicide data is currently only being collected from 21 states and only accounts for the veterans who are currently being seen by the Veterans Affairs Administration, the VA." Regardless of the exact numbers, the big question here is, are vets committing suicide because they're suffering from post-traumatic stress, or are they committing suicide because they're on prescription meds that make them suicidal? Actually, that question really wouldn't matter if our war veterans had full legal access to marijuana. They do in Canada and Israel. In fact, those countries, Canada and Israel, cover the cost of marijuana for their veterans. We'll look at that more closely next time. I'm Becca Williams, and if you like what we're talking about here, I invite you to subscribe.